Hello everybody, it's Therese Mc Auliffe here from Lighting the Way, here to bring through some information and some angelic guidance and guidance from our guides for the month of January 2024. Imagine it's the 1st of January 2024 today, so it's a beautiful day for me to actually sit and reflect on the year that has gone by, and also to, aspire to having a wonderful year in 2024 and to be able to help many more to experience a wonderful year as well. And I guess the first thing that I'd like to say is, well, first of all, I was sick over the Christmas myself. I got that virus and it got stuck in a little bit deeper than I would have liked it to, and ended up giving me a chest infection and a throat infection. So my throat is just coming back. So you'll have to bear with me because I have my chamomile tea here to soothe my throat. But it's given me a massive appreciation actually for health. I'm very healthy, thank God, on no meds or anything whatsoever. So it was like a shock to me to actually pick up this virus that was going around, and to not be able to kick it out like that, because as it would normally happen, I might just have like an off day and all of a sudden I would be just sorted again. And it didn't happen like that this time, but it has given me a massive appreciation for health and for life, and probably a deeper compassion for people that wouldn't be in perfect health. I've always had a compassion and an understanding, and empathy about me for people that wouldn't be. But this is actually after kicking me in a way that it's different. I find it hard to put words to it, but that my heart is there to feel at a deeper level for people that are not in good health, and to do my best to work on myself, to raise my vibration so that the collective vibration is rising even higher. And that's probably one of the important things that I think is there for all of us. We're coming into a new year, so there's a lot of energy given to growth and starting new stuff and aspiring to do great things. And because the collective are thinking about it, the energy support is actually really there for us. So I'd like, I suppose, for all of us to embrace our own self, our sacredness that's within us that never ever leaves us. And it's the 8th year, so I just scribbled a few notes here: success, growth, prosperity, but that can sometimes come with great challenges. So that's really what we're looking at in the energy of 2024, is the energy of the 8. So, it's like an auspicious year where prosperity and success and everything is available to us. But we really need to do the sacred work, and make sure that it's not at the expense of anybody else, that we're rising, that we're rising and we're bringing up the vibration with us so that everybody else may also experience it. Now, obviously, we can't do it for anybody else. We can't raise their vibration for them, but when we actually send it out into the collective, it automatically gives that elevation of the earth's vibration, which makes it easier for people to actually access it and work on their own joy and their own health and their own happiness and prosperity and whatever it is that they may be working towards. So I took a card, and 2 cards came together just from one deck, from the Divine Feminine deck, and Brigid came out. So Brigid, and right beside it was Saint Brigid. Okay, so if that's not a message, and this was deliberately now when I was asking for a message for the month of January, and I know like Brigid's feast day is early February, but this is the month of January and it's about the light, and Brigid, she's pre-Christian, Irish saint, lived in Kildare. As far as I know, there's a monastery in Kildare still. And Brigid is like a holder of the light and a holder of the healing. And to remind us, like she's halfway in between the 2 equinoxes, and she's to remind us that even, if we feel we've been struggling through this darkness and the dark night of the soul and the darkness in itself, in our actual environment, that she shines this light. She's like a radiant being, like sunshine going through her hair. And she shines this eternal light to remind us of our eternal flame within that doesn't go out. There's a lovely affirmation in this card. Brigid, the goddess of the eternal flame. And I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. Now, isn't that an absolutely beautiful affirmation and a beautiful card? And the other card is Our Lady of Exalted Light, St. Brigid. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So again, that's about what I'm feeling, is of being of service. So I know for me myself, I keep a St. Brigid's cloth, and I did use it on my throat actually over the Christmas period. When you put out your white cloth on the eve of St. Brigid's feast, and she's meant to pass over the land and bless all the cloths and allow us to have the healing that she has passed into the cloth for the whole year. So I have a few St. Brigid's cloths in my house, and I usually put out a large white towel, and I cut it up every year, and I give many people a St. Brigid's cloth because I have great faith in St. Brigid. So I've just written down a few things that came in while I was connecting, asking what it was about. The goddess of pre-Christian Ireland, associated with poetry and all things elevated, like our states of being, and that those rising flames and elevated wisdom. So she's here to help us. And she's also here to remind us that we're never alone. She's meant to walk through the land and whistle and connect people and bring them into a higher vibration. So there's just something very sacred about bringing the energy of St. Brigid in. And even if we can associate that with the sacredness of life itself, and how sacred is it for us to be here, housed in a physical body, in a physical reality, and yet be an amazing spiritual multi-dimensional being of pure light and pure love. Like, how amazing is that? And I feel this is where we're going to in 2024. We're connecting more with the depth of who we are, and have a deeper, richer appreciation for the sacredness of life itself. I'm sure most of you that are here listening to this are well adept at connecting deeply with yourself and understanding that sometimes when you have, like, I'm just talking about the little virus that I had, but that even gave me a great appreciation for health. So it's very often in the contrast that we're fully born, is what I'm trying to say, really, in a roundabout way. So it would be beautiful in early January, anytime in January really, but some of you probably have done it already in December, to sit down and to reflect on the year, say, that has gone by, or for some of you it might be just a month or 2 months or 6 months or 2 years. Sort of depends what you want to do yourself, I had some time where I really rested very deeply, and I listened to lots of high vibrational podcasts and listened to some authors that I had never even heard of, like phenomenal stuff, and it really allowed me to reflect and to be so grateful for everything that I experienced in 2023, and to build from that gratitude. So I feel January is a month of reflection and gratitude and choices. There's a very strong energy there, because there is that division energy, and even with the 8th allowing you to have the prosperity and the success and all of that, it comes with a clause that says it could create a lot of difficulties, and show you things that you really didn't probably want to see, but you could struggle through trying to reach to that other point, because that's about the digging deep. We're digging down, we're digging deep, we're coming into more of our soul's wisdom, and we're noticing more of the personality, and the personality that has been formed through the ages, through the incarnations, And we're clearing and clearing and clearing all that lineage. I myself went to a Star Magic event the very end of November, and you know, when I was going there, I actually said my intention was to clear all of the lineage, and there would have been a lot of respiratory difficulties in the physical side of my father's lineage, and I feel that I went in deep to clear that. I'm nearly out the other side, thank God. I'll be more cautious in future when I say all. I'll have to specify what I actually really mean. But in saying that, it's a great privilege to be able to go in and clear lineage and then appreciate that and be able to step up and step into our power and, you know, become that warrior essence that we actually are. And we all have it within us. And like I have embraced, as some of you know, and even from this, you know, my way of teaching and helping people has changed. So January is going to be my first month where I'm stepping out to bring information through me and create a full workshop. And that's going to be on the 28th of January. And I'm stopping teaching some modalities that I used to teach just so that I have the space for the new. And things are just so rich at the moment that I feel it's really, really important for us to appreciate where we're actually at and where we've actually come from, so that we can step up and just send the vibration out ahead of us so we can step right into our authentic power. You know, the gods and the goddesses that we actually are innately. We need to really reconnect and reconnect at a deep, deep level. I'm feeling drawn to taking a card from Michael's deck. So I do have it here with me. I'll just put away this piece of paper where I wrote a few things on. Give myself a little bit more space. Raphael's around me as well. So it's quite a lot of healing. Yeah, I'm talking like the physical healing is one thing, but I'm actually talking about the deeper healing. I'm talking about the real deep traumas, the real deep wounds. People may start to experience and remember some of this, but it's in a way that it's coming up so that you can actually heal it and clear it completely out from the lineage. Okay, so Michael, what have you said to us? You created this situation and you have the power to change it, okay? So whatever the situation is that's in your life, we just have to take responsibility, because we literally co-create everything. You know, we create with our thoughts, we create with our actions, our words, our deeds. And there's a little prayer. Thank you for letting me lean on you for strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Now, isn't that beautiful? So it really is about going deep and realizing that, you know, we create everything that shows up in our life, and we mightn't like to take responsibility for some of it, but we have created it in some way, shape or form. So it's not a judgment. It's not where we berate ourselves or berate other people. It's where we take personal responsibility and say, well, this is in my life, so somehow energetically I have created this. Whether it's in a past life and you've brought it in to heal it in this life or not, that doesn't matter to me. All I'm saying is what Michael's message is. We've created something, so we just take responsibility for that and step into our power so we can change it. I'm just looking at what the card says. That's basically what it says. So I'm going to take two generic cards from my old favorite deck. And then I'm going to go in and take a healing card and see where we go from there. Might be nice to take a soul coaching card as well today, you know. Okay, so we just need two now, please. Kiana one, Kiana down. Now, okay, so children and signs. Okay, so I was told to take two, so the children one actually was the first one out, but it doesn't really matter. So just let me see, what is the message here? Okay, so again, you know, the children are the vulnerable, but the children are also the ones that are coming in on a very high vibration, and they're here to teach us and to actually not take any crap from us and not agree with all that old conditioning stuff that we've been brought up in and with. But we actually still need to look out for them. So there's like a double whammy here. I'm hearing on this side and on this side, and it's like two different things. So it's protecting the children of the world, and God knows they need protection right now. All countries, you know, starting at home, but also thinking of all the children in the war-torn countries. Like, there is just so much evil going on around us, all that darkness that's really, really destructive. I'd like to call on Brigid to shine her light and to really, really help us to have that glimmer of hope on humanity itself, but also our own children, you know, the children that are our babies, the children that are our grandchildren, the children that are in our neighborhoods or our environments, and to protect them, you know, because there's quite a lot of energies that may not be really conducive to a child's overall well-being floating around, even in, you know, the mainstream education and everything. I would just think at the moment that it's very important that we understand where our children are at, because they're coming in with a really big heart chakra and a really great understanding of life, and at a deeper level of life. And obviously they're born into this density here on earth, which is at the moment crumbling, but we're in between. It's almost like a leg in two different worlds at the moment, because the vibrations are just split. And some people are after just moving into a higher vibration. Some people are in and out, which is probably most people that have more or less awakened. And some people haven't actually stepped in yet. So I just feel that it's really important that we hold the children as being very sacred, and we look after them and really pour the light and pour the love and pour the energy and listen to them. Listen to them, because their energy is way less contaminated, for want of a better word, than any of ours. And the second card that came is signs. So I just feel that, you know, this one here is a lot of blue, a lot of communication, and, you know, there is just like starlight, you know, that everything is at the fingertips, you know, and like we come from the stars, we are of that beautiful light energy. And to know that if we really, really, really connect back with our soul, we'll start seeing the signs, and it's step by step then, you know. It's not that all of a sudden one day, well, hopefully could happen like that for some, but all of a sudden one day that you'd wake up and that's like everything would be completely changed. It's unlikely in this formation that we have here on earth that it's going to happen like that for us, but the signs are there, and it's when we can actually incrementally continue to follow the signs. I'm being given another message now, and it's that food, what we're eating and what we're purchasing to eat and what we're actually putting into our bodies is something we start to need to become more vigilant about. How the food is grown, if it's sprayed with chemicals, if it's not sprayed with chemicals, how nutritious this food is, how long has it been pulled out of the earth, you know, all of this. It's really important that we start to nourish the vessel, because this vessel is going through a massive, I'm talking about everybody's vessel, a massive transformation. And to keep it healthy, and to keep it healthy means that the light can shine easier because there's less density. So there's just so much in there, and I am being given this message now, and I'm just seeing like lots and lots and lots of lush fields with like all different root vegetables and things in it. This is the picture that I'm getting, and lots of fruits, and it's literally like, it's like this most beautiful garden that has all these kind of cabbages and turnips and lettuce and all vegetables obviously that I'm familiar with, that I'm being shown, because that's how I can comprehend it. But it's about eating more from the earth, but being careful and not just buying stuff that has been sprayed or modified in any way. So it's to do your research, and I feel that more and more of us, we need to be told this, because we need to do it so that we can help to elevate the consciousness and protect the land. We need to protect the land, you know. Without the land, we wouldn't be sustained, and protect the waters. I'm seeing the sea now as well. So it's a time to protect our planet. So I'm seeing the land and I'm seeing the water. Okay, so it's like two different signs. So what can you do in your own little space? And that's all that's really important, because if we all looked after our own little space, everything would be looked after. So what can you do to protect the land in your space? And what can you do to protect the water, whether it's the river, the streams, the lakes, the oceans? What can you do? Your little bit. Your little bit helps. Your little bit counts. I'm taking a healing card and seeing what message is there for us. I feel this is kind of a long reading, but that's how it is. I'm glad to be back on the saddle. One card. Courage. Woohoo! Okay, so you can see there again the flame. Okay, so base and sacral chakra. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and I become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. Okay, so there's January. Now, I'm feeling that this is really tying into the cards that, you know, the Brigid and the Saint Brigid as well, the two cards that I basically took out from the Divine Feminine deck, because we all know that the Divine Feminine energy needs to rise and balance needs to be restored with the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, the light and the dark, you know, it all needs to be restored. So January is very much about balance and choosing wisely. So yes, it's a month and a year actually where we can feel very prosperous and where we feel that it's easy for us to actually fulfill our goals and to step forth really into our warrior shoes. And that comes with a caution, okay, that it may not be just all smelling of roses, that there may be challenges. And this is where this card comes in, courage, okay. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life is what it says, okay? So we're being tested all of the time. And that's, you know, that is, again, that's the yin and the yang. That is the sway. Because eventually we'll come into unity when we're in balance, and there'll be equilibrium. And we won't have to do all this juggling of everything. But this is where we're at. So it's having the courage to follow through on what's right for you. And I mean you. You know, for too long, we've all been obeying society, parents, trends, you name it. We've been compliant. So it's time for us to actually dig deep inside of us and check in, because life is so short, and to start appreciating the preciousness of our lives. And what is it that we actually want to look back on when we're passing through that veil and think, woohoo, I give it a go, I give it the best. And that's what I would like for each one of us to be able to say. And I think 2024 is our year to actually get off our ass and say, right, we're here for a short time, we're here for a good time, you know, what is it I came here to do? I do know that I came here to bring light. And I do know that I came in here to shine light and to lead the way and help others find their light and step into their power. But I'm sure there's loads more that I haven't yet connected with. So one of my aspirations for 2024 is to really connect with my soul and really understand the depth. Okay, so this is one card that's coming for us, okay? I can relax into my natural well-being. There's two sides to this card, okay? So these are the Esther Hicks Abraham cards. The essence of all that you appreciate is constantly flowing into and creating your reality. As you appreciate, your state of appreciation opens more channels that allows you more for which to feel appreciation. That's back to our gratitude. That's back to, you know, where I was saying at the very beginning of this reading, to bring in the energy of gratitude and just really start appreciating where you've come from over the last number of months or years or days or weeks or whatever way it works for you. But to bring in the lists of gratitude. I sat there one evening over the last week, excuse me now, the itch in my throat, and I was just really appreciating 2023, and I thought about, you know, John, my husband, started growing lots of organic vegetables here in our garden, and we had strawberries and things as well, and I was just remembering the abundance of food that we had for months and months. And then I started to appreciate the different places we went, and we went to a lovely consciousness seminar for 4 days in London in September, I think. We went to the Star Magic, we got to Paris. We just got so much in, you know, and I kind of had forgotten about a lot of it until I sat down and appreciated everything that happened in 2023. And there was like a lot more than that, you know, but if you write it down and you see it written down, you read it back as a third person perspective, then you may be quite fascinated at how privileged a year that you've had. Yes, some of it may have thrown itself up as challenges and some of it may not. Yes, I had many challenges as well in 2023, but working through those challenges and coming out like elevated, like keeping your vibration up and not getting into the victim mode or the angry mode, and just allowing things to just be and to stand back and to see it from the human perspective and also from the soul perspective just gives you a much more rounded view of things, and it's much easier that way to actually just keep moving on, incremental steps. I feel drawn to taking another card. I'm not so sure from where. Do you know now what I will take is one of the 4 agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. And I think these are lovely cards, you know, and they remind us every now and then to to actually take responsibility and not to be looking outside of us, you know, to really get out of that victim state. So just one, please, 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 please. Okay. Take your life and enjoy it. Always do your best. Okay. Now let me read it. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Oh, again, you can't make this stuff up. Coming back into the very beginning, you know, when I was saying we've got to really appreciate our life. You were born with the right to be happy, to love and to share your love, just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life. That's all that matters. So if you can get yourself into that vibration where you're just enjoying your life, that's where you need to be. That's what you need to actually work on. Now, one card for the children. This is the Diana Cooper deck. And let's see what comes through. Strength. Ask Archangel Michael to give you strength today. Now, I really feel Michael is around, really around this year. Say to yourself, Archangel Michael makes me strong. So that's for the kids. So if you have a child in your life that you can help with this, just ask them to connect with Archangel Michael and to say, Archangel Michael makes me strong. I really feel Michael is around, and you know, he's the angel of the sun. And I feel with Brigid, actually, like we often talk of Brigid about being, you know, that flame, like the rays of the sun moving through her hair, and she's the one that shines that light. So, you know, in the midst of your darkness, she's that ray of light, that ray of hope. And Michael seems to be in shining a really bright light. And obviously Michael is a very high vibrational archangel, and he's one that can help us to get rid of the dross and get rid of, you know, all that heavy, old, stagnant energy that's just getting so stuck, you know, like stuck in the body, stuck in the auric field, you know, stuck in the vibration. And we can ask Michael to help us to clean all that out. And, you know, he uses a sword of light. You know, he's blue sword of light. I just feel fire is really important this year. Now, I know I do relight your fire every Monday night, which won't be on until the 15th, I think it is. Because I want to be fully ready to give. And so I'm doing an awful lot of work on myself. I took extra time off actually this year. Excuse me, not knowing I'd have a virus as well. Excuse that now. I've done well. I've taken that extra time actually really to connect with my soul and to see what's really needed and how I can be of best service. So I was made to lie in bed and reflect and connect and meditate, which I've done lots and lots and lots of. And I'll do a lot more over the next week. But right now I feel that Michael is in for January, and he's basically saying, ask me, you know, and I'll help you. And just feel his energy. Like for some people they feel it. I always feel him behind me, like pushing me forward, helping me to keep going, you know, keep going, you're doing grand, just keep going. Some people find that it's an all-encompassing energy. Most people find that it's a very male, strong, active, taking the action energy. But just know that when you ask Michael to come in, he will always be there for you. So work with Michael, and for the children to work with Michael. Just to sum it all up, I really feel that January is a month for setting the stage for the rest of the year, and the energy is there for that because people are making a lot of changes, so that's going out into the collective. So the energy is there to support you, but when you're making those changes, I am being reminded again that the physical bodies actually need to be thought about, as well as the spiritual, emotional, mental bodies. And it's really important that we do our work on the ground. They keep saying to me, working on the ground. Some of that is actually about the food we eat, and some of it is about the everyday stuff that we get through to make sure that we're on a higher standing point, a higher vibration, that we're actually dealing with more light. So if you are somebody that likes to connect with goddesses or, you know, guides, Saint Brigid, or Brigid the goddess, whatever way you want to call it, would be a beautiful goddess to connect with in January. And obviously she'll flow into February for us, but she's coming through for January. So I feel it's really important. She's a bearer of the light, and she brings health to people. You know, look, we would talk about Brigid being fertility goddess as well, but what's coming through today is that she's bringing the light through the darkness. And when I closed my eyes before I came on camera, after picking that card and asked what it was about, I saw her hair with all like flames coming out of her hair, and I asked what was that, and they said it was like the sunshine ray. So it was like helping us to burn off the darkness, you know, whatever that darkness is. So God bless you, and thank you for being with me. And again, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, share this video, work with me during the month of January. I am off until the 10th, but after that then I plan to be back in action. So check out my website. I have a few. I have Introduction to Angels on, I have Learn How to Read Angel Cards, and then I have a big workshop where we're going to step into our warrior wisdom the end of January. So God bless you, and have a beautiful January.